let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder, every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
Welcome, ATL Falcons fans. Welcome to What the Falcon, home of the Brave, with myself, T-Will, and my guy, Scott Karasic, like Jurassic. That never gets old. How you doing, man? All well? Everything good with you?
Everything's good, man. Just trying to figure some stuff out.
I hear that. Well, hey, today we are talking about our beloved Atlanta Falcons. We've got two segments of the show today. Number one, the preview for the Falcons versus the 49ers. But number two, the curious case of Ray Ray McCloud. That's right. The curious case of Ray Ray McCloud. Hey, man. We got to talk about it, Scott. Falcons sent him home October the 17th. He was a healthy scratch for the Monday night game. We got to talk about this, man. What up? What's going on? What gives? You know, I want to know. You want to know. Inquiring minds want to know what's going on. We got Craig in the chat this morning. Craig says, "Good morning, fellas." And I'm not going to read that last part because I just don't agree with that. That goes against my religion. I'm a Bulldog fan, sir. So I'm going to paraphrase. Craig says, "Good morning, fellas, and go Dogs." Well, he didn't say that, but that's what I'm saying. Anyway, let's get to it. All righty. So, Ray Ray McCloud played at Clemson, drafted in 2018, built a career as a receiver / return specialist. Scott signed with the Falcons in March of 2024 on a 2-year deal. 2024 season, Scott, he had career highs, 62 receptions, 686 yards, 1 TD, role, receiver and returner, key value on special teams. Everybody's in the offseason like, well, at least we got Ray Ray. You know what I mean? Hey, we got Drake, we got Mooney, we got Ray Ray, the big three. They're going to be super productive. It's awesome. And you know what happens, Scott? Mooney gets hurt. And Ray Ray, well, I don't know what's going on with Ray Ray, but
Ray Ray's back to being Ray Ray. He's back to being who he was his whole career.
There you go.
Which is like you don't want to rely on him if you can help it. You know? Mm-hmm. I don't mean to be that guy, but like when we signed him, I was like, oh, cool, we've got a return competition.
Mm-hmm.
Not, oh, we've got a great receiver or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting Casey Washington to beat him out for the third role before the season even started. I think that could be part of why he got sent home is he got beat out by Casey Washington and he was having a fit.
And I'm not going to say you're wrong, Scott. I mean, look, it's all speculation at this point. So I'm not going to say you're wrong. I mean, it could be. You know, there's a litany of things that it could be. Craig says Ray Ray just isn't fully committed to football. And there's the other option, Scott. I know Ray Ray wants to be a model and he wants to be a rapper. And by the way, Scott, have you heard his rap? You heard his rap. There's a video going around and well, suffice it to say, I'm just not impressed, Scott. I'm not impressed. Not to say the young man can't be a rapper. Okay, look, I'm 55. Okay, so I am I am long out of the hip hop scene. I wouldn't know what was cool if you poured ice cubes all over me. But at least from my opinion, it wasn't that great to me. Okay, but whatever. I don't know. To me, here's what it seems like. So Ray Ray had a party last Saturday, right? Falcons have a game on Monday. Ray Ray has a party on Saturday. Ray Ray is out till 7 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6, whatever. Okay, 5, 6 o'clock, whatever time. I don't think that went over well with the Falcons. And I don't think it went over well with the Falcons for two reasons. Number one, you had a bye week the week before. Why not have your birthday party then? Why have it on that weekend? Why do that? You know you got a game coming up. You got a bye built in. Why not have your birthday party then, right? Then not only that, but you advertised it, right? So this was an event. This wasn't a party. Now you got an event where folks are charging admission, where people can see you drunk at 5, 6, 7 in the morning. And guess what? If you go to work on Monday and you have a bad game, they're going to say that. Now, he was a healthy scratch for the game. So I don't know what transpired between now and then. But I don't know that the Falcons were thrilled about that. I can't say that. I can't confirm that. I'm just looking on the outside. Let's use some points here.
If that's the case, I'm proud of Raheem Morris for doing that.
Yeah. Well,
because that's growth. That's accountability.
Right.
It may not be discipline the way some people want discipline.
Right.
And he's not going to say outright that that's why.
Right.
But
it is
accountability. That's why.
Yeah.
That's accountability.
Yeah.
And you can't be a player's coach with no accountability, because then you get Dan Quinn situation for years.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Seems like everybody else is accountable. Seems like everybody else is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if Ray Ray screwed up and he's being called out on it and he's getting messed with for it and he's getting kicked out of the game for it, Ray screwed up. I mean, that's my view. You can't screw up and then expect not to get punished for screwing up.
Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. So in total agreement with you. 2025, there's been a really big drop-off. And that is he's got 6 catches for 64 yards in 4 games. Okay. Healthy scratch versus Bills after practicing all week. October 17th, 2025, sent home for a private matter, timeline unknown, not injury related, possibly football disciplinarian issue, social media post, God, I love you. And he was posting some things last night, and they weren't obscene or anything. They were just a little strange. So honestly, I really feel like this is a discipline situation. Scott, what I'm trying to figure out is if Ray Ray will in fact come back to this team. Because there's speculation out there that maybe the Falcons are trying to trade him. You know, maybe you send him home because you don't want him to get hurt. You know you're not going to use him. You're over it. Maybe you send him home because you don't want him to get hurt and you're trying to work out a trade somewhere.
I'll put it this way. You don't send somebody home and then like not cut them or not trade them.
Right.
Like you can't just be like, yeah, we sent him home.
Right.
And you can be like, yeah, it's a football thing, but everything's a football thing in the NFL.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think he's just gone. Like Yeah. I think he's gone.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. Possible causes and angles, role change and wide receiver coach Ike Hilliard fired after 30-0 loss. Now, they are also saying that he was very close with Ike Hilliard. And to be honest, he did have he had the season of his life last year. So I could see him being close with Ike Hilliard because he's never experienced success like that with anyone before in the NFL. And yeah, locker room dynamic. McCloud was close to Hilliard. Possible silent suspension per local media speculation, and this could be a silent suspension. And the team is performing well without him. Right now, let me ask you a question. What do you think this impact has on his career? Because right now it doesn't look good. But give me your thoughts if you are a GM out there evaluating Ray Ray. Are you even considering him? Or are you just like, Falcons will cut him and we'll get him off the
I'm not considering Ray Ray McCloud for anything unless I absolutely need a returner and he's the only guy available.
Okay.
There's just not enough value in Ray Ray McCloud to worry about him.
Okay.
That sounds horrible. Like I sound like a dick saying that, but that is how a GM looks at it. Like there's not enough value in this player on and off the field for me to trade for him. He's not going to change my life. I do think he's also lost a good bit of his role with the team, especially with this. Who's the number one wide receiver? No questions asked. Drake London.
Drake London. 100%.
Who's the number two wide receiver whenever he's 100% healthy? Darnell Mooney.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
But with how Casey Washington's been playing, adding Mooney back, Washington should have some more open lanes to run in.
And not only that, but we're using Bijan as a receiver. You got Kyle Pitts that you can work in there. So
we're running a lot more 12 personnel with Pitts. So
right.
When you have Washington out there and he's doing everything that Ray Ray McCloud can do you really need Ray Ray McCloud?
I don't think you do.
Not really. At returner, you don't really have a great returner on the Falcons, but is he better than Jamal Agnew or is he better than Tompkins or one of these other guys? I don't know. Like he might be, but he's not. He's not
that much better. He's not decidedly better. He's not.
Keith Armstrong used to have a saying: "You're not good enough to be an asshole."
Right.
And that's.
I like the way you said that. I like that. Because I was having a conversation with Carrie and Chris and a bunch of other folks last night. And I wish I would have had that, because that sums it up perfectly. You're not good enough to be causing all these issues, bud. You're not.
Like Bijan could get away with it, but what's Bijan doing? He's watching film and reading Bible verses.
Right.
Like, I mean, not to say we need a bunch of guys. I mean, I would love to have 53 Bijans where once they get on the field, they turn it on. And when they're off the field, they're just like giving to charity and watching film and like reading the Bible, and that's all they do in their spare time. Like, I would love 53 guys like that, where on the field they're maniacs, but off the field they're, just perfect human beings. That would be great. That's tough to find. You're not going to get that. But Bijan is out there taking Ray Ray snaps. Pitts is out there taking Ray Ray snaps, and they're putting Warner in Pitts' spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the little bit of extra snaps that you have, Washington's taking. So where's Ray Ray snaps in the offense? I don't see it, especially since we're running 12 personnel like 55% of the time now.
Yeah.
Now, again, or we're running 21 personnel another 5 to 10% of the time. And again, it's Bijan in the slot, it's Pitts in the slot, it's two tight ends on the same side running wing sets where one side's got two tight ends and the other side has the Drake in the slot, and then Mooney or Washington out on the wide. Like, you don't need to have Ray Ray McCloud on this team anymore. He's just not providing any value.
Yeah.
At this point, you can cut him and raise. At this point, you can cut him and you could raise Blair.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing, Scott. Why haven't we seen Blair? Like, I don't. That's a whole nother show, but I don't understand why we. Because Scott, I'm gonna tell you what this feels like. I'm gonna tell you what this feels like. This feels like. You remember Anton Smith, Scott?
I do remember Anton Smith.
All right, remember how Anton Smith would come in and run a 60-yard touchdown, and then we wouldn't see him for 3 weeks?
Yes, and the reason why is because Anton Smith was so valuable on special teams And he was behind 3 running backs. He was behind Steven Jackson. He was behind Devontae Freeman. And then there was, I think we still had Quiz at the time too.
But why?
Because he wasn't good on the every carry. He would get a 60-yard carry because they weren't expecting him on the field. And they weren't expecting his speed. If he was a main back, he wouldn't have been like, hey, I'm getting a 60-yard carry every time. He would have been like, oh, I'm getting 1 or 2 yards every time.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
He wasn't that good in preseason. They would use him a lot in preseason as a running back, and he wasn't that good.
I'm gonna agree to disagree with you, brother.
I'm just saying, like that. I think
I saw him,
if you can't prove it on the practice field to earn the job in the first place, you don't belong on the field.
That's fair.
And he wasn't proving it on the practice field. Because if he was that good, he would have taken that job. Yeah, Steven Jackson was here. Yeah, Jacquizz Rodgers was here. Yeah, we had Devontae Freeman that last year. He was here. But if he was that good, he would have taken that job. If he was that good, Kyle Shanahan would have kept him here and not gone with Freeman and Coleman in 15. They let him walk. Like,
yeah, I just don't know, brother. I don't know. But either way, hey man, what good discussion. But I don't understand. We promoted a guy that we don't even know about. What's his name? Tompkins. We promoted him over Blair. So does Blair not play special teams? Is that
Blair is not a returner. Tompkins is a returner.
But we got Agnew.
We've got Agnew, but you need 2 returners on kicks right now because sometimes they kick it to the second guy. That's what Tompkins earned. Tompkins earned the role. Like,
okay.
Special teams is such a big part of the game right now.
Okay.
Teams are still trying to figure out kickoffs and how to defend them and how to, maximize those. Yeah. Their punts are the same, but kickoffs are not. And if you can't figure out how to get kickoffs taken care of, that's the toughest thing right now. Okay. Are we throwing out? Nate Carter was the second guy on kickoffs. He's not out there on kickoffs anymore. He's been inactive in these 3 games.
Why not? That's my question. Why not?
He hadn't earned the job.
Was he terrible? Was he?
Well, that's who's been sitting essentially for Tompkins. It's not that they're bringing up another wide receiver because they need 6 on game day. It's they're bringing up another special teams guy to replace the other special teams guy. So,
but Ray was out. Who replaced him?
Tompkins, because Ray was a special teams guy, and that's how they're viewing Ray right now.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
So, Ray's got that contract, and based on their actions, he's a special teams guy. He is not a starting receiver, not anymore. Because if Mooney is out and Ray's not in there, and you've got Casey Washington in there instead, that says everything you need to know.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that because of Mooney being injured and because of the situation with Ray, that Zach Robinson has gotten more diverse in his approach? Because last year it was all 3. Well, not all, but it was a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. To your point, this year we're seeing various looks, right? We're seeing 12 personnel, 21 personnel, 11 personnel. So do you think because of this that one of the positives is Zach has learned to utilize what he has instead of being pigeonholed to one particular formation? Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. And especially with when you've got Algier and Bijan out there together, they've been running a lot of stuff where Algier's out there in the pistol, Bijan's out in the slot. You've got just wide of Bijan, London. And then on the other side, sometimes they're running 22. On the other side, you got Pitts. And then you got Werner in the tight end role. They're running 22, and it's looking like a single back formation. It's looking like an 11 personnel formation.
I think
it's great.
I'm gonna say this, and I if I'm wrong, hey man, check me. But I feel like that right now, Bijan is getting Zach Robinson is getting the most out of our players, more so than he did last year. Like we've had Bijan for a couple of years.
All of them.
Well, he's getting more than Arthur Smith would have. it's like he has this revelation that, wait a minute, I can use Bijan at receiver. Wait a minute, I got Kyle Pitts. I can use him in receiver formations. Wait a minute, I got Drake, arguably one of the best receivers on the planet. I don't necessarily need a second receiver.
The guy
right?
the guy he hasn't really unlocked yet is Pitts.
Yeah.
And I think
but he's used him. But he has used him.
He's using them. He's using them just fine.
I think Pitts has the second most receptions on the team.
He does. Pitts is essentially
third down option.
Tight end is in the NFL right now, which is that third down guy, that clutch guy when you need him. You throw it to him, he's catching it, he's getting yards. Like, that was the part of the game that he was missing, and now that's all he is. Yeah. He used to just be big play, big play, big play, big play, none of the underneath stuff. Now he's getting all the underneath stuff, and they're not getting him the big plays. They got to figure out how to do a little bit of it all in a game. Now, maybe this is the game to do it. Fred Warner's hurt. They're not really that great at guarding tight ends in the first place.
They really don't have a guy that can cover tight ends, do they? Or not? Well, first off, Kyle is not a regular tight end.
With Fred out, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fred is the best linebacker in the game.
Yeah, Fred's easily the best linebacker in the game.
Right. So with him out, and Kyle is not a regular tight end. Understand, Kyle is 6'5", 6'6", can fly. Exactly. You don't want those problems if you're not anybody named Fred Warner, right? So, yeah, I agree with you. I would think that Kyle would be a problem for them, specifically this week. Let me ask you this final question about Ray, or one of them. Let's say if the Falcons release him, do you think somebody else picks him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's not unrosterable. He's just untradeable.
Okay.
Like, do the Steelers pick him up? Like, a playoff team could use him on special teams. Okay. But who's that playoff team? Or does he go to Miami to party it up?
Yeah.
Like, what is his idea of what he wants his life to look like?
I don't know that Miami would be good for him. If you can't keep it together in Atlanta,
it won't be good for him if he goes to Miami. But a lot of guys like to go to Miami to party it up, and that whole team is having issues right now. And if you just want to go in, party it up, your last year in the league, because if he does that, this will be his last year in the
league. Yeah,
and he's made his money. He can live comfortably for the rest of his life. So if he wants this to be his last year in the league where he's made his money and he's played in a Super Bowl and he's done everything he's really wanted to do.
Do you think that do you think that's it? Because I know with some guys, to your point, once and nobody's talking about that, but that is a good point, Scott. And we would be remiss if we didn't at least spend a few minutes talking about it. There's some guys that once they make their money, that's just it. Like, they don't have the desire or the drive to do it anymore. Do you think that could be potentially the case here?
I think it very well could be.
Okay.
This was the biggest contract he's ever signed, and he's at the point where he's a vested veteran and he can trigger that clause in it if he ever gets cut, to where the Falcons have to pay him whatever they agreed. He's over 4 years of service. So he can turn his contract into a guaranteed deal if they cut him, guaranteeing his money. He could say, you know what, I'm done. All right, cool. Like, I'm done. I got my money. I'm happy. I'll take my $3.14 million this year and sit my ass on the couch and be good. I won't get the rest of my roster bonuses, but whatever. Like, he gets, let's see, $255 a game per season. He gets $15,000 per game roster bonus if he's on the active roster.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting that right now. He's lost out on $30,000, but he's making $3.14 million. So why does he care about $30,000?
That's fair.
I'm looking at it like that's half my yearly salary, but it's not. Like, I mean, like, seriously, like,
yeah,
like,
It's all relative. Though. It's interesting you
us,
say that.
it's
I'm
big
sitting up
money.
here thinking. I'm sitting up here clocking the numbers in my head. Like, yeah, that would hurt. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
And
that would
you said
hurt.
it.
That
Yeah,
would hurt
yeah.
us. But to a guy making $3 million this year, does
What's
it hurt
right?
him? What's 30
No,
grand?
right.
Drop in
Exactly.
the bucket.
Exactly.
In comparison, it'd be like one of us losing $100 on the salary.
Right. Right.
Like whatever, it's $100.
Right. Right.
It'd be nice to have, but I don't need it. Like it's $100. I can not work a day or 2 days.
I don't know, man. And you know what? I didn't think about that, but that is an interesting point of view because it could very well be, look, I made my money. And it could be a situation where you're just not hungry anymore, right? It's like you don't have that drive, you don't have that desire, because some people, when they get the paycheck, it's hard to, you know what I mean? Like for some people, you know, for guys like Jerry Rice, Jerry just wanted to win championship after championship after championship. It was never about the money.
Drake, Jerry, Bijan, Penix, like even Pitts. Like people talk crap about Pitts,
but you see a difference in his attitude this year. You really do.
Y'all do. I don't. This is the same Pitts that was out there last year.
Okay, so you think it's just the approach of the quarterback?
I think it's the approach of the quarterback. I think the quarterback is saying, okay, well, I got Pitts underneath. I got nothing else. Where Kirk was like, all right, well, I'll toss it to somebody else. I'm going to try and take a shot down. I don't care if it's not open.
Yeah.
Penix is like, I got nothing open. I'm going to just toss it to Pitts. He's wide the fuck open. Let me throw it to the guy who's wide open. I mean, like, that's quarterback 101. Hey, my guy's wide open. Who do I throw it to? My wide open guy. Like,
that's fair. That is fair. That's 100% fair. We got some housekeeping to do. So we got William Amy, and William Amy says Ray Ray needs to go. What up, William? How you doing, brother? Craig says off topic, the Jaguars are getting whooped, and they are 21-0. Ronnie Thomas says, what up, everybody? Ronnie says, can we trade Ray Ray for a Happy Meal? Laugh now. Can we at least get a Coke with that Happy Meal, Ron? Okay. I want a soda, Scott. I want a soda and an apple pie. Okay. Then we can trade Ray Ray. But I'm not doing it for anything less than well, you said Happy Meal. I want a Big Mac meal. Okay. I think we can at least get a Big Mac meal for him. Ronnie. That's all I'm saying. Craig says, I would trade Ray Ray for a free car wash from Jack Spade. Rod says, hell no, T. Will. Hell no, what? You're the one trading him for a Happy Meal. I can't trade him for a Big Mac meal or a quarter pounder meal. What are we saying, Ron? Jeez. Whatever. Anyway, let's get back to it, Scott. So, do you think, I personally think Ray Ray's gone. Nando says, what up, T. Will, Cass, and everyone? What up, Nando? Guys in the chat, if you guys think Ray Ray is coming back, drop a 1. If you think he is history out of here like last year, drop a 2. If you think Ray Ray's coming back, drop a 1. If you think he is history out of here like last year, drop a 2. Let us know. Scott and I think I'm comfortable in saying this. We think he's gone.
I think he's gone. You don't send a guy home just to send a guy home.
Yeah.
You send a guy home because you're like, nah, this guy's done. This guy's done with my org.
Ron's so stupid. He dropped like 38,000 twos. Oh boy. Ronnie, you're funny. Craig says 2, Ray Ray getting fired on his day off.
How you get fired on your day off?
How you get fired on your day off? Oh man, yeah. I think Ray's got. Craig is funny, man. Craig is funny. Craig is hilarious, man. Craig is
the irony of a guy named Craig saying that too is hilarious.
Yeah. No, Craig is exactly. Exactly.
Such a great movie.
It is a wonderful movie. It is a classic, is what it is. Yeah, so we pretty much everybody thinks he's gone. Like, and I agree, Scott. You don't send somebody home because that's embarrassing, right? That's embarrassing to the player. It's embarrassing to your franchise. that you actually have to do that and that gets out. And I just really don't think, to be honest with you, there's any coming back from that. Ron says he is out of here just like T Will hairline. Laugh my whatever, Ron. Okay, whatever. Nobody cares, Ron. I'm still a better dancer than you, damn it. Nobody cares, Ron. Nobody cares. Yeah.
I say we move on from Ray Ray, man. We know what's going on with Ray Ray.
Yeah. All right. Sunday night showdown. Falcons 49ers. Falcons are the scene in San Francisco. Let me introduce it. Falcons 3-2 travel to face the 49ers 4-2 at Levi's Stadium. 49ers are slight favorites at home, but the Falcons are building momentum. The 49ers lead the all-time series 48-33-1. Damn. Though the Falcons have won 7 of the last 11, history won't win the game. What matters is current form. So, Scott, we roll into here, right? Coming off a great win against the Buffalo Bills, although you could argue they were depleted in some ways, like the 49ers are depleted. Although we do have some injuries as well. Nando just reminded me that Jalen Walker isn't playing in tonight's game. Scott, give me just your overall overview of this game, and what do you think the Falcons need to do to be successful? And can they do it going up against Kyle Shanahan?
So I think they can. I think Shanahan is going to lean on the run because he sees, oh, hey, the Falcons aren't that great at stopping the run.
Yep.
We lost one of the better run edge defenders in the league this year so far in Jalen Walker. He's not going to be there this week. However, because of Ulbrich and Morris's experience in multiple different schemes, yeah, they've been running this 3-4 all year. But today they could run a 4-3. Today they could say, you know what? We're going to run 4 down linemen. We're going to rotate Zach Harrison and James Pierce on that side. And Harrison's going to take all the Jalen Walker snaps that were at edge. We're on the other side going to go with Floyd and Ebiketie. And then we've got Taquan Graham back. We've got and Graham and Onyemata on the inside and Rook on the inside. So we've got our inside guys. So let's just run 4-3 today. Let's just run a 4-3 like what they were running over like what they were running in New York the last 3 years. Ulbrich can just run that same scheme here and run the blitzers and have Ellis out there they've got the guys to where they can run multiple different things in case of an injury like this and adjust their scheme and make it more conducive to stopping the run and still providing that pass rush, because our pass rush is primarily coming from blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but we don't really get any pass rush if we're just sending 4.
Yeah.
And with a guy like Mac Jones, you don't need to worry about just sending 4. You blitz him all day.
Right.
He's not great.
Right.
He's not a great quarterback. Doesn't mean I won't be sitting here next week and being like, oh, he burned us. But that's a Shanahan thing, I'm being honest. Like, that's a Shanahan thing. If Mac Jones owns the Falcons, that's because Shanahan's great at his job.
Right.
Not because Mac Jones is a great quarterback.
Okay.
But like, you blitz Mac Jones, you get in his face, you force him to throw the ball where he doesn't want to throw it to. They're going to run a lot of play action. They're going to run a lot of run plays to protect Mac Jones, because that's how you protect a quarterback that's not that great.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run a lot of stuff in the quick game. So you come up and you press. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go and attack this offense. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, Kyle Shanahan is like this offensive genius and everything. Kyle Shanahan is a genius. But it's not like he's running some scheme that hasn't existed in the NFL for 30 years, 40 years now. He runs his dad's scheme.
Yeah.
He runs it better than his dad did.
He does.
He runs his dad's scheme.
He does.
Outside zone runs, cut blocks on the backside.
Yeah.
like it's not crazy thought process here. A lot of play
Let,
action, a lot of
let,
West Coast concepts in this.
let me ask you this. Does a 4-3 play better against the Shanahan offense?
Yes.
Okay. Second question, is it possible to install a 4-3 defense in 6.5, 7 days?
Considering you run a 3-4 that is you can run a 4-3 that has a lot of the same gap tendencies and everything like what a 3-4 does. Like that's what Dan Quinn ran here. He ran a 4-3 that was based around 3-4 concepts.
Okay. Do me a favor, to the audience who may or may not be aware of that. Kind of let's provide granular detail on those gap tendencies and what you're referring to.
So gap tendencies, right? 1 gap versus 2 gap. The Falcons run pretty much every single defensive play as a 1 gap situation. You're 1 defender, your job is to guard 1 gap.
Okay.
So your run fit is based on that gap you're assigned to. If your gap is clogged, they got to go a different way. If your gap is clogged and you're untouched, you are responsible to go tackle that guy.
Okay.
If he's running near you.
Okay.
I mean, it's that simple.
Okay.
But if you clog up all the gaps and all the gaps there's no open lanes,
okay.
That's how you create tackles for loss. That's how you create no gains. That's how you create maybe 1-2 yard gains.
Okay.
And if you're allowing 1 to 2 yards in the run game and you're forcing long third downs, you're forcing Mac Jones to get into a true pass set, and it may not be the best situation for them.
Right. Then you can go
get them. So playing hard against the run this week is the biggest thing.
Okay.
And playing man up, playing pressure defense, pressure coverage. You got 2 guys that can do it in Hughes and in Terrell. You got a guy in Alford who can play more. He'll play more off, but he'll play off in a way that will allow him to get around some of these rub routes that Kyle's going to run.
Okay.
So there's ways around this. There's ways to beat this offense.
Okay. Let's switch gears a little bit over to their defense. What do you think they're going to do to stop us? Specifically, I guess, germane to their tendencies. And I know what we do, but what do you think we will do in doses to beat them?
I think if the Falcons play their game, which is run the ball, build off the run, run plays that in the passing game, they're pure passes, but they play off the concept of runs. I wouldn't be shocked if they just run the ball down their throats all day. Again, they don't have Fred Warner. Their defensive line is not that great at creating a ton of pressure right now. So, I mean, you've got the option. I mean, you want Jake to be healthy, right? If Jake is healthy, then that makes everything easier.
Right.
Because, Gerald is kind of terrible. Just to be honest with you. But the 49ers only have 7 sacks all year. They're not creating pressure.
Wow.
They're second worst in the league at creating pressure right now in quarterbacks. They allow a passer rating of the second or one of the top 10 worst in the league. Like one of the 10 worst in the league and allow passer rating. They allow a ton of yards. They allow a ton of completions. And it's only going to get worse without Fred Warner. Like, there are guys like Patrick Willis. There are guys like Fred Warner. There are guys like Bobby Wagner. There are guys like Divine Diablo this year who their presence in the middle of the defense makes it easier for everyone else. Because that guy in the middle can play his hook flat zones.
Yeah.
That guy in the middle can play his interior zone well that it opens up everything else in the defense to do. Makes it so much easier. So when they don't have a Fred Warner, you got to protect against not having a Fred Warner. So they might be dropping their safeties down a little bit more, Well, this is where a Kyle Pitts double move, where he comes in, he looks like he's running a dig, and then he goes up. That could be a big play this week.
Okay.
And that's something that I would personally call if I was the offensive coordinator. I would call that digging up. Make them think he's coming in. Have that safety crash down, and then have him run a corner off of that, and just be wide open. And have Penix hit that for a big game.
So let me ask you this. Who's your pick to click this week? We got Bijan, we got Kyle, we got Drake. Who goes, well, let's be fair. Who other than Bijan goes off this week?
I think Drake could go off. They've got a really good corner in Lenore.
Okay.
And they're probably going to isolate Lenore on Drake all day.
Mm-hmm.
So Drake could go off. He's got a size advantage. He's got a body positioning advantage. He's really good at that.
Yes, he is.
But he might only do like 6 catches for 70 yards, right? It may not be his day.
Okay.
To be the guy that goes off.
Okay.
It might be a Tyler Algier kind of day.
Where he runs. Okay.
Where you are running it right up the middle and testing those linebackers all damn day.
Okay.
Because that's what I would do.
Okay.
I would pound them 40 times with the run game today.
Okay.
I would give Bijan 20 carries. I'd give Tyler 20 carries. And I would say, I don't think you guys can stop my run game. And then I would just run play actions off of that all day.
Okay.
I wouldn't call a single regular pass all day.
Okay.
Because I think you're going to be gaining a lot of yards on the ground. Their run defense isn't that great either.
Okay.
So if you look at their run defense, they are allowing – where are the 49ers? I had it pulled up 2 seconds ago. They're allowing 4.1 yards per carry.
Okay.
If you're out there –
where's that in the league?
It's right in the middle of the pack.
Okay.
But they also get a lot of teams running against them all day.
Okay.
Like they're near the top in attempts against. The Falcons are near the bottom in run attempts against because we play with the lead a lot.
Okay. That's fair. That's
49ers have a lot of situations where they're not playing with the lead.
All right. So Nando says, I agree. Turn up the pressure on Mac Jones. We should have bless you. We should have 5 sacks in tonight's game, although we do need to stay disciplined in the rush lanes to stop the run. Ronnie Thomas says T. Will could get a sack in this game, Lab. And I probably could, Ron, and whatever. I do my sack dance. Nando says,
who?
Say what?
Going against who? They got Trent Williams.
Hell no. No. Trent Williams is probably going to put me in the dirt. No, I mean, this was a joke. This was a joke. No, I have no business rushing anybody on an NFL field. I wouldn't even make the field. Let's see, Nando, if we just run the ball 37 times or more. So Nando agrees with you, Scott. With some play action, then we will win. Falcons this game 29-16. I can dig it. Craig says could be a Pitts game, but running the ball for 250 plus yards would be even better. Nando says Penix should have 24 pass attempts maximum. Okay.
Yeah.
So looks like they all agree with you. Looks like they all agree.
That's not knocking Penix. That's
right.
Leaning into your strengths that week.
Right.
You know, if you lean into your strengths every single week, what's the worst that can happen?
Right.
Right.
Or
you might lose the game, but you're going to make it look a lot more competitive.
Right. Or not only leaning into your strengths, but exploiting their weaknesses.
Correct.
Is also something I would say. Exploiting their weaknesses. Yeah.
But if your strength is their weakness,
even better, even more reason to lean into it.
And they don't have a lot of great pass blocking on the interior. Brendel and Colby are their starters this week at left guard and center. They are not good.
Okay.
Rook is one of the best pass rushing defensive tackles in the league.
Yes, he is. Matter of fact, wasn't he number 1 in pressure?
He's 3 in pressure rate. He's not 1.
Okay.
He's 3. But I would have Rook in that A gap every single pass play if I could.
Okay.
Like I would design it 3rd down. I have Rook out there. I have Pierce going against Williams because Williams, as good as he is, he still has trouble with high end speed. On the other 2 spots, I'd have AK on the strong side because you don't have Walker right now, so I'd have AK on the strong side,
Right.
and then in the 3 tech, I'd have Zach Harrison. That's going to be your best pass rushing 4.
Okay.
And then I'd run blitzes in and out with, Diablo and Ellis.
Yeah, and Diablo. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. You think if Falcons hold the ball 35 minutes, we win that game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You hold the ball 35 minutes, you score 25 points, you're winning that game.
So 35 minutes, maybe
At
2
least
turnovers,
25
maybe 2 turnovers, 4 sacks. 24, 28 points. We should be good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You don't have to score 30, I don't think, to beat this 49ers team. And I think the defense could hold. I think this could be a repeat of what the Bills game looked like. Like,
yeah.
We might spot them a touchdown each half, but after that, we're going to lock in. Like, that's what we did with the Bills. We spotted them a touchdown each half and then locked in after that first drive. Didn't allow like more than 50 yards each half outside of like the garbage time at the end.
Right.
Fun fact for the Falcons defense, 5 games in, still have not allowed 300 total yards. Still have not allowed 200-yard passing.
They are getting it done. Let me ask you this question. Do you think that trend continues this week?
For all of our sanity, I hope it does.
I mean, we could win the game and give up 301 yards total offense. Now, again, I'm not going to be the guy to claim it. I'm not going to be the guy.
If it happens and they get over the 300 mark in garbage time, I don't care, right?
Okay.
If we're up 35-10 and they've got 250 yards going into garbage time, I could not care less if they allow an 80-yard drive for a touchdown for up 35-10 at that point. Like the game's already won. 4 minutes left. We allow 80 yards and they score, and the time runs out. We get the ball back 10 seconds left. Like, I don't care.
Okay.
You won't care if that happens. Like,
no one will care. I agree.
In the actual game that was played, they allowed 250.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Craig says Penix is essentially in his rookie year, still learning, so this is good for him to have such a good running game to lean on. Yeah, because Matt had a running game when he started.
Michael Turner.
Michael the Burner Turner. Craig says this team has to learn to play a complete game all 4 quarters. I agree with that, Craig. I agree with that 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even last week, we kind of played – the offense played the hell out of the first half, and I'm not going to say they didn't show up because they did show up on that last drive when we needed it, but we kind of stifled. It was
tough without Jake out there, though.
Yeah,
they were
fair.
attacking Gerald all the entire second half. They were like, they don't have Jake Matthews. We're attacking that spot.
Yeah.
And I would have done the exact same thing because good teams know where to attack you.
Absolutely. Agreed. All right, Scott, well, we're at the point in the show. Let's go ahead and predict some scores. Give me your prediction on this week's Falcons game versus the 49ers.
So I do think it's going to be close. The 49ers have a tendency to play everybody pretty close. I'm going to go with 24-17 Falcons.
Okay. I like that. I'm going to go 24-20 Falcons. And, hey, those of you in the chat, if you want to drop your score, I know somebody already did, but everybody else, or even if you did drop it again, just drop your score predictions in the chat. But, I'm going to go 24-20 Falcons. Nando says 29-16. Okay. All right, Nando, I can dig it, man. I'm going to go 20. I think it's going to be a close game. We got some injuries. They have some injuries. it's San Francisco, and weird stuff just happens out there whenever we go out there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the wind. I don't know what it is, but weird stuff just seems to happen when we go out there. So I'm going to say that. But I do think the Falcons win this game. I do think they figure it out. But I don't think it'll be easy. I do not think it'll be easy. So, yeah. Okay. Craig says 35-24 Falcons. I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. All right. So, Scott, are you doing a show? Okay, wait. Ronnie says 27-17 Atlanta Falcons. I can dig it, Ronnie. I can dig it. I like all of those scores. As long as the Falcons are in front, I don't care. So, Scott, are you doing your podcast with your buddies this week or no?
Nope. That won't be till like November.
Okay. All right. Well, tell everyone where they can find you, my friend.
You can find me at Karasik S on, well, there it is. on Twitter. Mama named it Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter.
Okay.
You can find me there, or you can, if you find my Instagram, sometimes I'm on Instagram, not often, but sometimes I am. If you ever just want to talk ball, I'm always down. Yeah, I just like talking football. It's fun.
Nothing wrong with that. You can also find him once a week on here. What the Falcon, home of the Brave. And look at guys, hey, this was fun. So you guys come back next week. Obviously, hey, let's get a victory tonight. Falcons, let's go. But yeah, thank to everyone who joined. Thank God for you guys. Appreciate you guys. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to spend some time with us, and Scott and I are most appreciative of that. By the way, Craig says we don't need touchdowns because I still don't trust our kicker. He said no. He said we need touchdowns because I still don't trust our kicker. Yeah, I think our kicker was the only kicker in history to kick a curveball. That ball in Carolina, that first one, yikes. Man, that thing, like, that literally was a curveball, Scott. I've never seen that. Anyway, guys,
I don't fault him for missing that 52-yarder in Carolina, because 50-plus should be 50-50 anyway. Like, that's flip a coin.
Yeah.
But on a 43-yarder to hit that weird curve on it, I was like, never seen
that thing went.
It wasn't even a curveball; it was a screwball.
I don't know what it looked like. Remember that old school Atari baseball game where you could throw the ball and control it anywhere it wanted to go? That's what it seemed like. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, why did you swing at that? Like, whoa, okay. But anyway, hey man, appreciate you guys. Again, you can see us every week at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Again, For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Or there you go. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. And hey, come back. We're here once a week. Also, the Terry and Carrie Show here once a week. And, I typically visit one time for the fan and hang out with them a couple of times a week. So either way, come check us out. Please like, share, subscribe. To everyone who joined, we thank you. We appreciate you. We love talking football with you. Thank God you guys came in my path. Scott, as always, love doing this podcast with you, buddy. Thank God he sent you in my path. Thank God for waking me up today. And last but not least, thank God for sending Jack Spade and my little younger brother, Eric Parker, my way to give me my start in this business. Hey, everybody, go Falcons. Enjoy your day. And, hey, man, let's celebrate tonight for a victory. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
You saw that last comment.
I did see the Atlanta drive.
My ATL drive through.
Yeah, that's great. Greg and Terry started that.
Let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play, bringing the thunder every single day. He will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL Sports Show, it's the place to be.
Good show, man.